Meanwhile, Bilbardo is also on the rise, sneaking into P33 with that same improvement. It's like they've found the secret sauce to speed today. Let's see if they can keep this momentum going. Racing car dashing away. Amy's bolting ahead, making daring moves through the first turn. Kamikaze 38 is right on her tail, applying pressure as they enter the straight. Wazirius guy is hanging back a bit, clearly strategizing his next move. Who's going to take the lead here? Sabine 27 has successfully moved into P3 after overtaking Kamikaze 38. V403 has made progress as well, now holding Pate after getting past Perpetuum. Meanwhile, a tight battle is unfolding for Pen between Nukambukan in the Noble M500 and Rizaldi Atta, driving the W Motors Lycan Hypersport. Both drivers are closely matched as they fight for position on the track. V403 A has successfully advanced to P7 after executing a clean overtake on Perpetuum. Meanwhile, a close battle is unfolding for Pen between Sirarenbot in the Ferrari Fate Tributo and Amin San driving the Jaguar CS75, with both cars trading positions frequently. In another development, Greninja from Team, also No Name Racing, has gained ground, moving up to P12 by overtaking Rizaldi Ada from Team Quark Express. The race dynamics are heating up as drivers jostle for position. Captain Potato has successfully moved up to P20 after overtaking Kazisha. Meanwhile, Biokunshaw has also made progress, securing P22 by getting ahead of Issy 1012-12. There is an ongoing battle for P22 between Biokunshaw in the Ferrari 458, Specie and Issy 1212 in the W Motors Lycan Hypersport as they compete closely for position. Puchitero has successfully overtaken Electric Murray, advancing to P5. Lacroixon, 1980, has made a notable move to P13 after getting past Rizaldi Ada. Meanwhile, the gentleman from Team No Name Racing has climbed to P18, overtaking Kazashok. The race continues to see dynamic shifts in positions as the drivers push their limits. Perpetuum is currently in Pate after successfully overtaking V43 Donald. Captain Potato has advanced to P19, having passed Kazushuk. The battle for P19 continues as Captain Potato, piloting a W Motors Lykan Hypersport, and Kazushuk, in a Koenigsegg, a Gira Rs, are closely contesting their positions. The dynamics between these two drivers are intensifying as they push for an advantage. Jeb, in the Aston Martin 177, is closely pursuing Le Croissant 1980 in the Noble M600 for P12 Detour pole. The gap between them is narrowing as they approach the first turn, indicating potential for an overtake. Meanwhile, Kazushuk in the Koenigsegg Agera Rs is engaged in a tight contest with the Reus Serial in the Ferrari Enzo for P20. They are side by side as they exit the straight, with Kazushuk holding a slight edge. In the lower positions, ISI 1212 and Hudded 3 are fighting hard for P24, maintaining a close distance. The race dynamics are heating up as these battles develop. Haha, that's hilarious. The Venom 5 taking a tumble on this track, who would have thought? Face of tears of joy, and you're right, the Bat Mono and Ariel Atom are super underrated. They might be small but they pack a punch. Let's see how they perform in this race. Automobile dashing. Away. Lee Fire 3, A Herpetium are locked in a tight battle for Pate, with both cars showing impressive maneuverability. Jeb, driving the Aston Martin 177, is currently in a duel with Razali Adha in the W Motors Lykan Hypersport for P13. The two are exchanging positions frequently, making for an exciting skirmish. Meanwhile, Crenshaw has successfully overtaken Camilog 15, and is now positioned at P22. Showcasing some solid racing strategy guides. Kamikaze 38, in the Pagani Huayra, is currently engaged in a tight battle for P3, with Bucci in the Jaguar CA75. Both drivers are showcasing their skills as they jostle for position. V4L3 has made a significant move, advancing to 7 after overtaking Electric Murray. Meanwhile, Cobra 3 is climbing the ranks, now in P25, after successfully overtaking Lord of the Jungle. The race continues to see dynamic changes in positions as drivers push their limits. Crenshaw has encountered issues, dropping down to P33 from a higher position, losing a total of 13 spots. Meanwhile, Amy has successfully overtaken Bucci from Team Quark Express and is now in Fowler. Captain Potato has also made progress, moving up to P20 after overtaking Arayu Serial. Jochen Scholl has dropped back significantly, now in P13 after losing 9 positions. Buchitsero has gained momentum and moved up to power, successfully overtaking Amy. V4L3 has also made a notable move, advancing to 7 by overtaking Electric Mary. Jochen Scholl is now just 456.7 seconds behind Suzanne Greenberg, closing that gap rapidly. E4LB3 A has successfully moved into 6 after overtaking Amy from Team Death Robots. In the battle for Pelivan, Sir Ironbot in the Ferrari Fate Tributo is currently competing with Lacrosse on 1980, who is driving the Noble M600. Both drivers are showing strong performance as they jostle for position. Kamikaze 38 is currently in a tight battle for P3 with Butcher Zero. The Pagani Huayra is putting up a strong defense against the Jaguar CX-75 as they enter the final sector. Both cars are showing impressive acceleration out of the corners. In the meantime, V4L3 has moved up to 6 after overtaking Amy. Amy's car will need to respond quickly to regain that position, as V4-3 is gaining momentum on the straights. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers push their limits. Hypercars has successfully moved up to 7 after overtaking Amy. Aminsan has gained a position as well, now in P9 after passing Electric Mary. The Gentleman has advanced to 16, completing an overtake on New Cambucum. The race continues to see shifts in positions as drivers jockey for better placements. Electric Mary has successfully overtaken Aminsan, advancing to P9. Koki Benenedi has also made a move, now in P12 after passing Sir Ironbot. The Gentleman has taken 15, overtaking Rizaldi Adha from Team Quark Express. Rizaldi Adha has successfully overtaken Grenijeb, moving into 14. The W Motors Lycan Hypersport is showing its strength in this battle against Grenijeb's Aston Martin 177th. Meanwhile, Kazashuk from Team S1 is closing in on Nukambuka, reducing the gap by 2.9 seconds. The race dynamics are tightening as positions shift. Camilog 15 in the Noble M500 has just made a strong move on ISI 1212, who is piloting the W Motors Lycan Hypersport bot. As they approach turn 5, Camilog 15 successfully overtakes ISI 1212, reclaiming P22. However, ISI 1212 is not backing down and is right on Camilog 15's tail, looking for an opportunity to retake the position as they exit the turn. The battle for P22 is heating up between these two cars. Ariu Serial has indeed encountered issues, dropping back to 36th position from a higher rank. In the battle for 15th, Grenadinjib in the Aston Martin 177 is closely contesting with the gentleman in the Tommy Kairos S2. Meanwhile, Camilog 15 has successfully made an overtake on ISI 1212, moving up to 21st position. The dynamics among these cars are shifting rapidly as the race continues. Bot in the Ferrari Fiat Tributo has just overtaken Rizaldi Adha in the W Motors Lycan Hypersport, taking the 13th position. The battle was intense, with both cars showing strong acceleration out of the corners. Meanwhile, Bilbado has made a notable move up to 25th position, successfully overtaking Hug 3. The race continues to see dynamic shifts and positions as drivers push their limits. Kasishok has gained a position, now in 17 after successfully overtaking Nukambokum. Meanwhile, Snaku 515 from Team Racing Potatoes has also advanced, now sitting in P30 after passing Edelbach Dotti. The race continues to see some action with these moves. Gio Crenshaw is significantly closing the gap on Arrays Serial, now just 49.8 seconds behind. The E4L3 has successfully moved into P3 after overtaking Butcher Zero. Meanwhile, Perpetuum has made a notable advancement to 6, taking over Kamikaze 38 in the process. Snico 515 in the Aston Martin Vantage. MR is currently defending against Funny Shell Gaming in the Lamborghini Huracan as they battle for P28. Both cars are closely matched, with Snico 515 holding a slight edge on the straights. Meanwhile, Arayo Serial has made a significant move, advancing to P35 after successfully overtaking Hot Wheels Skidon. The race dynamics are intensifying as competitors vie for every position. The battle for 23rd position is heating up between Anther Krabby in the W Motors Lycan Hypersport and Lord of the Jungle in the Ferrari Enzo. Anther Krabby has just made a move on the inside, successfully overtaking Lord of the Jungle at turn 7. Lord of the Jungle responds quickly, attempting to counterattack on the straights but fails to regain the position. As they head into turn 9, Anther Krabby maintains a slight lead, but it looks like Lord of the Jungle is lining up for another attempt. Both cars are closely matched in speed, making this a tight contest. The race dynamics are showcasing some impressive driving skills from both competitors. Right? The power of that Koenigsegg is just insane. It's like watching a rocket on wheels. Can't wait to see how it performs in the corners though. Nukenbokum is currently in 17, after successfully overtaking Greninjib, who is now in P18. The battle between these two drivers is intensifying, with Nukenbokum piloting the Noble M500 and Greninjib in the Aston Martin 177. Gobardo has gained position as well, moving up to P23 by overtaking Anther Krabby. The dynamics in the midfield are heating up as these drivers push for better placements. Lord of the Jungle has successfully moved up to P24, overtaking Anther Krabby. The two cars are currently in a tight battle for that position. Lord of the Jungle, piloting a Ferrari Enzo, is pushing hard against Anther Krabby in a W Motors Lycan Hypersport. The gap is minimal as they race down the straight, with both drivers showing aggressive maneuvers to gain the upper hand. The dynamics between these two competitors are heating up as they jockey for position. Bulinator in the Aston Martin Vantage Amarr, and Mir Mike in the Porsche 911-991. Zone T3Rs are locked in a tight battle for position 32. Bulinator is holding the inside line as they approach the hairpin turn, while Mike tries to gain momentum on the outside. Bulinator manages to maintain the lead briefly, but Mike is not giving up, trying to dive back in with a late braking maneuver. They exit the corner nearly side by side, with Bulinator still slightly ahead. The race dynamics are heating up between these two cars, showcasing their respective strengths. Kamikaze 38 is now in 7, after successfully overtaking Amy from Team Death Robots. Sir Ironbot has improved his position to 15 by passing the gentleman. Meanwhile, a close battle is unfolding for P23 between Gobardo in a Berto Mantide and Lord of the Jungle in a Ferrari Enzo, with both cars vying for dominance in that spot. Kasishuk has gained a position, now in P13 after successfully overtaking Rizaldi Ada. Dai. Meanwhile, Bulinator has advanced to P32, getting past Miyomike. The positions are shifting as the race continues with these strategic moves. Nukambalkam is currently in 16 after successfully overtaking Siriranbot Doa. In addition, Greninja from also No Name Racing is closing in on Siriranbot, reducing the gap by 3 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these positions evolve. Siriranbot in the Ferrari Fate Tributo is currently locked in a battle for 17 with Captain Potato, who is maneuvering the W motors like in Hypersport. Meanwhile, Miyomike has successfully moved up to P32 after overtaking Bulinator, who is still in the Aston Martin Vantage Amoka. The fight for P32 continues with Miyomike in the Porsche 991 RS pushing hard against Bulinator. Nukambalkam has successfully advanced to position 15, executing a clean overtake on Captain Potato. In response, Captain Potato has improved his position to 16 by passing Greninja. Meanwhile, Greninja from Team Also No Name Racing has moved up to 17, after overtaking Siriranbot. The dynamics in the midfield are shifting as drivers jockey for better positions. Hey Darth Alpha Drago! Welcome back to the chaos. Ready to watch some AI speed demon zooming around? Let's rev it up. Automobile dashing away. Obado is currently in P22, having successfully overtaken Lord of the Jungle. Meanwhile, Lord of the Jungle has regained some ground and moved up to P23 by overtaking Huggard3. In response, Huggard3 has also progressed to P24, after passing Kazashuk 2. The positions are shifting rapidly as the drivers jockey for better placements. Electric Murray is now in P9, after successfully overtaking Lacroixon 1980. This move has pushed Lacroixon 1980 down to 10, as they managed to overtake Koki Beninity. Meanwhile, Koki Beninity has slipped to P11 after being overtaken by Rizaldi Ada. The positions are shifting quickly as the drivers jostle for better placements. Fonya Gaming in the Lamborghini Huracan has been closely tailing Edelbach, who is piloting the Caterham R500. As they approach the tight right-hand turn, Fonya Gaming makes a daring dive to the inside line, attempting to overtake. Edelbach holds his line, but Fonya Gaming's acceleration out of the corner gives him a slight advantage. They are side by side down the straight now, with Fonya Gaming inching ahead as they approach the next braking zone. Edelbach responds, braking late and trying to reclaim his position. It's a fierce battle for P29, with neither driver willing to yield. They enter the next corner in tandem, maintaining their pace and position. The race dynamic is heating up between these two competitors. Hypercars is now in foul after successfully overtaking Kamikaze 38. But Kamikaze 38 has dropped to 5 but managed to reclaim a position by overtaking me, Amy, who is now in 6th. I managed to move ahead of La Croissant in 1980, securing 6th for the moment. The positions are shifting rapidly as the race progresses. Maya has rapidly ascended the ranks, overtaking 4 cars to secure position 14. Meanwhile, Captain Potato has successfully moved up to position 12 after overtaking Greninja. In response, Greninja has regained momentum, overtaking Maya and moving up to position 13. The competition is intensifying as positions shift in quick succession. Casishot maintains the lead but is being pursued closely by Bobado, who has cut the gap down to 26.7 seconds. Sirarenbot is experiencing difficulties, resulting in a drop of 9 positions to currently sit at P30. Meanwhile, Butchesera has successfully overtaken Maya and moved up to 14. Amy has moved up to P3, successfully overtaking V4, Belfreen, Bunte. The maneuver was executed on the inside of turn 3, showcasing precise timing and control. V4 Elfreen now trails in foul, while the current leader remains untouched in Pone. The gap between the leaders is starting to widen, but the battle for P2 is heating up as well. Nukin Bokum from Team Death Robots has made a significant move, overtaking 4 cars to secure the 7th position. Brainiac follows closely, maneuvering past 5 cars to claim the 8th spot. Meanwhile, Kamikaze 38 is experiencing difficulties, dropping 6 positions down to 14th place. The race dynamics are shifting as competitors jostle for better placements. Aminizan has made a significant move, advancing from P18 to 14 after successfully overtaking 4 cars. Following closely, Camelog 15 also gained ground, moving up from P19 to 15, with the same number of overtakes. Meanwhile, Kazachok is not far behind, shifting from P20 to 16 by overtaking 4 competitors as well. The midfield is getting quite competitive with these rapid advancements. Amy has taken the lead, and is now in position 1 after successfully overtaking Wazirius Guy. Meanwhile, the fight for position 24 is heating up between Violin Olive Garden, in a Lamborghini Huracan, and Anith the Krabby, driving a W Motors, like in Hypersport. Both drivers are pushing hard as they navigate the track, with Violin Olive Garden attempting to maintain a slight edge. Current gaps between the cars are minimal, making the battle quite intense. Haha, well, the Ultimate's definitely showing its speed today. But don't count the Huayras out just yet. They're pretty quick when driven right. And thank you for the shootout about my lead. Let's see if I can hold on to it. Kamikaze 38 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to La Croissant 1980 by 12.7 seconds. Meanwhile, your Cronshaw is also closing in on Hot Wheels Skidon with a 29.1 seconds gap. In the mix, V4L3, A has successfully moved up to P3 after overtaking Wazirius Guy Dining. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly as these positions change. Maya has just executed an impressive maneuver, overtaking 4 cars to secure position 26. Neotexum is also on the move, making a similar push to take position 27 after passing 4 competitors. Meanwhile, Bullinator is following suit, gaining 4 places to reach position 28. The midfield is experiencing significant action, as these drivers capitalize on their opportunities. Ari Serial is indeed gaining on Edelbach, reducing the gap to 59.2 seconds. In a significant move, Sabina 27 has successfully overtaken Greninjib, climbing to 5. Meanwhile, Greninjib responds by moving ahead of Nukembokem to take 6. The dynamics in the mid-pack are shifting rapidly. Kamikaze 38 has completed an overtake on Electric Murray, securing the 10th position. In response, Electric Murray managed to overtake Aminsan, now sitting in 11th place. Aminsan then also executed a maneuver to take 12 from La Croissant 1980. The competition is tightening in the mid-pack. Hey Red Panama! Welcome back to the race. Parati Popro, we missed your awesome commentary. Ready to cheer on some speedy AI drivers? Racing car dashing away. Maya has successfully overtaken 4 cars, advancing to P22. In a strong showing, Bulinator also gains momentum, passing 5 cars to reach P23. Meanwhile, Snaku 515 has moved up to P21 after overtaking Maya, Datandil. The positions are shifting rapidly as the race continues. Neotexum is gaining on Edelbock, reducing the gap to 15.6 seconds. Array Serial is also closing in on Neotexum, currently trailing by 57 seconds. In a recent maneuver, Sabina 27 has overtaken Amy, moving up to Pfaua. The dynamic of the race is shifting as positions continue to change. Nukembokum in the Noble M500 has closed the gap on the gentleman, who is currently piloting the Tommy Kyra ZS2. As they approach the first chicane, Nukembokum makes a move on the inside, but the gentleman holds his line. They exit the corner side by side, with Nukembokum slightly ahead on the back straight. Nukembokum takes advantage of the slipstream and pulls ahead entering the next turn. The gentleman attempts to regain position, diving into the corner aggressively, but is unable to overtake. Now, as they approach the next series of turns, Nukembokum retains 16, while the gentleman continues to pressure from behind. The battle remains tight between these two contenders. V4 Ulfreen A has taken the lead, moving into Pone after successfully overtaking Wazirius Guy. In response, Winserious Guy has now secured P2 by overtaking Koki Bananity. Meanwhile, Camelog 15 has advanced to P23, overtaking Issy 1212. Bot Toru. Lapoisson 1980 is now just 9.7 seconds behind Kazashuk, showing strong pace as they close the gap. Kamikaze 38 has successfully overtaken Electric Murray from Team Quark Express, advancing to position 8. Meanwhile, Electric Murray has recovered to P9 by overtaking Amundsen Turtle. The race dynamic is shifting with these positions changing rapidly. Maya is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Snaku 515 by 7.7 seconds. Amundsen has successfully moved into P9 after overtaking Electric Murray. The gentleman has also improved his position, now in 16 after passing Captain Potato. Bulinato is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Camelog 15 by 14.5 seconds. However, Camelog 15 has now surged ahead to position 21 after an overtaking maneuver, pushing Bulinator back. The dynamics are shifting as Bulinator continues to close in on Camelog 15 once more. Nervousness means you care. Just remember to breathe and enjoy the ride. You're doing great out there. Party Popper automobile dashing away. Hypercars is now just 2.1 seconds behind Amy, significantly closing the gap. Viola Garden has made an advancement to position 26, after overtaking Sneaku 515. Meanwhile, Krabi has climbed to position 28 by successfully overtaking Funya Shell Gaming. The race continues to shift, as drivers jockey for better positions. Kasishok is now just 2.6 seconds behind Electric Murray, showcasing a strong pace as he works to close that gap. Meanwhile, the rest of the field appears to be maintaining their positions with no significant overtakes at this moment. The top three are holding steady, with Electric Murray still leading, followed closely by Kasishok. Sneaku 515, in the Aston Martin Vantage, Amr has just pulled ahead of Krabi, who is in the D Motors, like in Hypersport, on the main straight. They were neck and neck heading into the final turn, but Sneaku 515 managed to gain a slight edge. Now heading into the first corner, Krabi is trying to recover, looking for an opportunity to overtake. The gap is less than a car length as they approach the tight chicane. Both drivers are pushing hard, and it seems like this battle for P27 is far from over. Kamikaze 38 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Butcher Zero by 2 seconds. Meanwhile, Crenshaw is also gaining on Maya Mike, closing that distance by 2.3 seconds. Both drivers are applying pressure, indicating potential overtakes in the near future. Hypercars is now just 12 seconds behind Viola Olive Garden, continuing to close the gap. The car's acceleration appears to be more efficient in the recent laps. Meanwhile, third-place driver Speedster 123 is maintaining a steady pace, 15 seconds behind Hypercars, but is not showing signs of closing in at this moment. In the midfield, Techwiz has made an impressive overtake on Racing for 92, moving up to 5th place. The battle for position continues to heat up as the cars enter the next turn. The positioning remains tight as they approach the upcoming straight. Amy from Team Death Robots has successfully moved up to power after overtaking Perpetuum, who is driving a Pagani Huayra. The battle for power is intensifying between Amy's back mono and Perpetuum as they jostle for position. Meanwhile, in the lower ranks, Greninjab is engaged in a tight contest with Sirarenbot for P10, with Greninjab in an Aston Martin 177, and Sirarenbot piloting a Ferrari Fiat Tributo. The dynamics of the race are heating up as these battles unfold. Perpetuum has successfully moved into power, executing a clean overtake on Amy. In the battle for Pen, Electric Murray in the Jaguar CX-75 is closely contesting with Kadishuk in the Koenigsegg Agera, just showcasing impressive speed and maneuvering. Meanwhile, Ariel Serial has gained ground, advancing to P36 by overtaking Hot Wheels Skidon from Team Wangan Midnight Runners. The race dynamics are shifting as drivers make their moves. Hypercars has successfully advanced to P25 after executing a clean overtake on Huggard 3 from Team Nafgum Kings. Meanwhile, Arayu Serial has climbed up to P35, taking advantage of an opening to overtake Bucrenshaw. The positions are shifting as the race continues. Perpetuum and Amy are locked in a tight battle for power, with Perpetuum in the Pagani Huayra and Amy in the back mono. Aminsan has made a significant move, overtaking Kamikaze 38 to secure Pate. In the meantime, Bucrenshaw is closing the gap to Hot Wheels Skidon by 3.9 seconds, indicating a potential challenge for the position. Aminsons has successfully overtaken Butcher Zero, advancing to 7. Sirarenbot has made a move and is now in P10 after overtaking Greninja. Meanwhile, Violin Olive Garden has moved up to P27 by overtaking Snooker 515 from Team Racing Potatoes. The positions are shifting as the race continues. Electric Murray has successfully moved into Penn after executing a clean overtake on La Croissant 1980. In response, La Croissant 1980 from Team Blast has reclaimed some ground by moving up to pole 11, overtaking Koki Beninity in the process. Meanwhile, Koki Beninity is now positioned in P12 after being overtaken by Kazushuk, who has gained a position as well. The dynamic of the midfield continues to shift as these drivers battle for places. Maya is currently in pursuit of Kazushuk, significantly reducing the gap by 7.2 seconds. Greenichep has advanced to 17 after successfully overtaking Sirarimbot from Team Death Robots. In response, Sirarimbot has reclaimed some ground, moving up to P18 by overtaking Kazushuk. The positions are shifting as the drivers continue to battle for better placements. Peitum has successfully moved up to Pfaua, executing a clean overtake on Amy. Amy's car is now in 5. The AI seems to be adjusting its strategy, likely anticipating further opportunities to gain positions as the race continues. In the meantime, the top 3 remain unchanged, maintaining their lead. Electric Murray has successfully moved into P9 after overtaking Lacroix 1980, who is now dropped to Penn. Meanwhile, Lacroix 1980 managed to overtake Koki Beninity, pushing them back to P11. In the latest development, Koki Beninity has overtaken Rizaldi Adha and secured P11 for themselves. The positions are shifting rapidly as we continue to see strategic overtakes throughout the field. Electric Murray is now just 2.2 seconds behind Kamikaze 38, steadily gaining ground as they head into the next turn. In the battle for P23, Bobado in the Bertone Mantide is closely contesting with the Amethyst Krabi in the W Motors Leak and Hypersport Dot. Bobado appears to have the inside line as they approach the hairpin, which could give him an advantage for the overtake. The race dynamics are tightening up as these two drivers push for position. Looks like you're all keeping up with the strategy. It's gonna be interesting to see how the pit stops shake things up. Those Huayras have some serious speed, but my trusty Backmono has a surprise or two left. Who knows, maybe I'll sneak in another overtaking move. Ariu Serial is now just 1.5 seconds behind Mayo Mike, making a strong effort to overtake. Meanwhile, in the midfield, Speedybot has passed Turbo Racer, moving up to 4th place. The top 3 maintain their positions but are starting to feel the pressure from the chasing pack. The race dynamics are shifting as we approach the next corner. The gentleman has advanced to P13 after successfully overtaking Nukambokam. Meanwhile, Snakru 515 from Team Racing Potatoes is gaining on Viola Olive Garden, reducing the gap by 2.1 seconds. Crenshaw is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Array's serial by 9.1 seconds. Meanwhile, there's a tight contest for 24th place between Lord of the Jungle in a Ferrari Enzo and Aimta Krabi in the W Motors Lycan Hypersport. Both cars are closely matched as they navigate through the track, trading positions frequently. The dynamics in this section of the race are intense, with both drivers pushing their limits. Crenshaw continues to close in on Uryu's serial, indicating a potential overtake soon, if the pace keeps up. Array's serial continues to close in on Hot Wheels Skidon, now just 39.9 seconds behind. Meanwhile, Kamikaze 38 has made a notable move up to 6th place, successfully overtaking Lacroix 1980. In response, Lacroix 1980 has regained some momentum and has just overtaken Butcher Zero, moving back up to 7th place. The positions are shifting as the race progresses. Grinning Jeb has significantly closed the gap to Electric Mary, now at 14.6 seconds. Captain Potato has successfully moved into 14th position, overtaking Butchizaro in the process. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers make their moves. Bobardo in the Baton Mantedi is closely tailing Enyantha Krabi in the DDU Motors Lycan Hypersport as they head into turns 6. Both cars are showcasing their agility, but Bobardo attempts an overtake on the inside. He gains a slight advantage, but Enyantha Krabi holds firm on the outside line, maintaining position. As they exit the turn, Bobardo is still right on his tail, looking for another opportunity to pass. The race dynamics are heating up as they approach the next straightaway. Enyantha Krabi has significantly reduced the gap to Sirironbot, now down to 57.5 seconds. Sirironbot appears to be maintaining a steady pace, but Amit Krabi is gaining momentum as they navigate through the turns. The race dynamics are shifting as we watch this close battle for position develop. Back to Dick. Meanwhile, in the midfield, Butzilla has made an impressive move. overtaking Gearhead X on the inside line, pushing Gearheads back into 6th position. Gearhead seems to have lost some speed, possibly due to tire wear. At the front, Turbotech continues to hold the lead, but their advantage is slightly diminishing as they approach a tighter section of the track. The next few laps will be crucial for all drivers involved. Bjorkenshaw is rapidly closing the gap to Suzanne Greenberg, now trailing by 57 seconds. In the front, Was Serious Guy has taken the lead, overtaking Sabina 27, who has now slipped to 2nd place. Sabine 27, however, has regained some momentum, moving past V4 Freen A to secure that 2nd position. The dynamics at the top are shifting quickly. Hugger 3 has successfully advanced to P25, executing a clean overtake on Violovgarden. Meanwhile, Snikuv 115 in the Aston Martin Vantage. Amar is closely contesting P27 with Lord of the Jungle, who is currently piloting the Ferrari Enzo. The two are locked in a tight battle as they navigate through the track. Nukenbokum is now in P9 after successfully overtaking Amundsen. Meanwhile, Amundsen has gained a position and is now in 10 after overtaking Captain Potato. Captain Potato has dropped to P11, following an overtake from Amundsen, and has also overtaken the Gentleman, who is now in P12. The Gentleman is making significant progress as he closes the gap to Rizaldi Adha from Team Quag Express by 6.6 seconds. Currently, the dynamic between these two drivers is shifting as the Gentleman appears to gain on Rizaldi Adha, indicating a potential challenge for position in the near future. Meanwhile, the rest of the pack remains steady, with no major changes in positions at this moment. Wow, that's some serious racing up there. V4 Thulfreen. It must be feeling like a superstar overtaking the Aston. And Amundsen, lapping your teammates. That's epic. Are you trying to start a new trend in teamwork? This is stuff to your stuff, Joy. Keep it up, everyone. Gearpectuum is now only 3.3 seconds behind Kokubanunati, making significant progress on that gap. Kamikaze 38 from Wangan Midnight Runners has successfully overtaken Grainy Jin, advancing to 14. Meanwhile, Camilog 15 has also made a move, jumping ahead of Issy 1212 to secure P19. Electric Murray has advanced to position 12, after successfully overtaking Kamikaze 38, who now finds themselves in 13th place. Meanwhile, Kamikaze 38 managed a quick maneuver to take 13th from Grenjeb, who has dropped to 14th. Grenjeb also made an aggressive move to overtake Kazishuk, securing their current position of 14th. Car Amy is now in first place after successfully overtaking Waziri's guy on the inside at the last corner. The maneuver was executed smoothly, showcasing excellent acceleration out of the turn. Currently, Waziri's guy is trailing closely in second position, while the rest of the pack is still battling for their positions behind them. The gap is minimal, and it looks like Waziri's guy is preparing to make a move back. Sabina 27 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Waziri's guy by 34 seconds. Meanwhile, Koki Beninity has successfully overtaken Pierre Petium, moving up to position 5. The dynamics in the mid-pack are shifting as we continue through the race. Buchitero has successfully advanced to Pen, overtaking Electric Murray. Electric Murray, in turn, has now moved up to P11 after an overtake on the Cross 1 1980. The battle for P11 is heating up between Electric Murray, piloting a Jaguar CX-75, and Lacorthon 1980 in a Noble M600. The gentleman is currently gaining on Lacoisson 1980, reducing the gap by 54.9 seconds. Meanwhile, Biocrenshaw has successfully moved up to position 33 after overtaking Miomi. The race dynamics are shifting as these positions continue to change. Ariu Serial is making significant progress, now just 55.6 seconds behind Myomic as they close the gap. Maya has successfully moved up to P21, after overtaking Issy 1212 Torchy. Meanwhile, Biocrenshaw is steadily gaining on Neotexum, reducing the gap by 2 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers make their moves. Uinata has made significant progress, overtaking 4 cars to climb to P27. Meanwhile, Ayantha Krabi is struggling and has dropped back 7 positions to P30. Similarly, Issy 1212 is experiencing difficulties, falling 9 positions to P31. The dynamics in the midfield are shifting rapidly as drivers battle for position. Jochenshaw has significantly closed the gap to Edelbach, now just 13 seconds apart. In a tight battle for P13, Groningen in the Aston Martin 177 is closely contesting with Kadishuk in the Koenigsegg Igera Ars. Ianthe Krabi has made a notable move up to P30, successfully overtaking Godfrey from Team Nuf Pings. A's making significant progress, reducing the gap to Amy by 2 seconds. Meanwhile, Kamikaze 38 has successfully moved up to 11th place, overtaking Electropamri from Team Quark Express. Additionally, Rezaldi Adha is closing in on Groningen with a gap reduction of 2.1 seconds. The dynamics are shifting as the race continues. Amundsen has successfully moved up to P8 after executing a clean overtake on Nukambokum. The maneuver was well timed as they approached the first chicane, showcasing precise control and strategic acceleration. Meanwhile, Nukambokum is now in P9, attempting to regroup and possibly reclaim that position. The race dynamics continue to shift as we monitor the gaps developing between the cars. Kazishuk has advanced to P12 after successfully overtaking Grenadier from Team Also No Name Racing. Following that, Grenadier has regained some momentum, moving up to P13 by overtaking Rezaldi Adha. In a further shift, Rezaldi Adha has clinched for a team, passing Lacroson 1980 from Team Blastotti. The positions are changing rapidly as the drivers continue to jockey for position on the track. Maya has successfully moved up to position 20 after executing a clean overtake on Camelog, who is now in 21st place. This marks a notable advancement for Maya, as the race continues to unfold. Bobardo Naberto Mantide has just made a move on Lord of the Jungle in the Ferrari Enzo, taking P22. They were side by side on the last straight, but Bobardo managed to gain the advantage in the braking zone, heading into the first turn. Lord of the Jungle is now trying to counter-attack, closing the gap in the next corner. Meanwhile, other cars are beginning to spread out further up the field, with a clear leader starting to emerge. The battle for P22 remains intense as they navigate through the midsection of the track. Ianthe Krabi has made a significant move, overtaking 4 cars and advancing to position 26. Meanwhile, Camelot 15 has also gained ground, moving up to position 24 by successfully overtaking ISI 1212. However, ISI 1212 is not backing down. They have retaliated and reclaimed position 25 by overtaking Krabi. The dynamics among these drivers are shifting rapidly as they jockey for better positions on the track. Hypercars has made a strong move and is now in 6th after successfully overtaking Koki Beninity. Meanwhile, Electric Marie from Team Quark Express has gained a position, moving up to P11 after getting past Kazushok. In the battle for Pate, Crenshaw is making significant progress, closing the gap to Fun Yashil Gaming from Team Bolt Bucket Motorsports by 4.7 seconds. Hey MRF Society! Welcome back to the Wild Racetrack. Buckle up, because things are about to get fast and fun. Racing car dashing away. Oh, you know me. I'm just going for it and seeing what happens. One stop. Ha, that's rich. Let's see if I can pull off some pit strategy magic. Aiming Sino. Rizaldi Atta from Team Quark Express has just made a significant move, overtaking Greninja and advancing to P12 Ball. Meanwhile, Greninja was previously closing the gap, but now finds themselves in P13. On another front, Amisan from Team Nafgum Kings is gaining on Koki Beninity, reducing the distance between them by 2.5 seconds. The dynamics are shifting as positions continue to change. Sirironbot has made significant progress, reducing the gap to Kazushuk by 56.7 seconds, showcasing impressive speed and strategy. Meanwhile, Kazushuk is also making moves, cutting down the distance to Captain Potato by 4.8 seconds. This puts Sirironbot in a strong position to challenge Kazushuk as they continue to battle for positions on the track. La Croissant 1980 has made a move to claim P13, successfully overtaking Greninja from Team Also No Name Racing. The battle for that position is intensifying as La Croissant 1980 in the Noble M600 maintains a slight advantage over Greninja, who is driving the Aston Martin 177. The two are closely matched, with both cars demonstrating impressive speed and handling as they jockey for position on the track. Nukem Bochum, in the noble M500, is currently engaging in a tight battle with the gentleman in the Tommy Kairos S2 for position 15. Nukem Bochum has just executed a late apex maneuver, closing the gap significantly as they approach the final corner. The gentleman defends hard on the inside line, maintaining his position for now. Both cars are showing impressive acceleration down the straight. But it looks like Nukem Bochum is preparing for another attempt to overtake as they head into the next turn. The gap is minimal, and this duel is intensifying. V4L3 A is currently in P2, reducing the gap to Amy in Pone by 2 seconds. Hypercars has successfully overtaken Amundsen and is now in 5. Meanwhile, Arayu Serial has advanced to P34 after passing Neo Texum. The race is showing increasing competition as drivers adjust their strategies. V4L3 A has narrowed the gap to Amy, now just 2.2 seconds behind. Meanwhile, Rizaldi Adha is also making moves, cutting down the distance to Koki Benimity by 3.9 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers increase their pace. The gentleman has advanced to 13 after successfully overtaking Nukem Bochum. In response, Nukem Bochum has climbed to 15 by passing Captain Potato. Meanwhile, Captain Potato from Team Racing Potatoes has made a move to 16 by overtaking Grenigem. The positions are shifting as the drivers continue to jockey for position on the track. Sirarimbot has made significant progress, reducing the gap to Greninja from Team Also No Name Racing by 52.1 seconds. The pace is picking up as Sirarimbot is now in a strong position to challenge for an overtaking maneuver shortly. Meanwhile, the rest of the field remains relatively stable, with no further changes in positions at this moment. Bulinator has successfully moved up to P22 after a clean overtake on Sniku 515. The maneuver was executed smoothly, indicating strong performance from Bulinator as they capitalize on Sniku 515's momentary lapse in speed. The Mono is definitely proving its worth today. It loves the longer races, but we'll have to see how it holds up in the big events. You never know what might happen in those. Let's hope for some good luck these last few laps. The Amphikrabby is making significant progress, closing the gap to Sniku 515 by 16 seconds. Meanwhile, Camelog 15 has successfully moved up to position 23, after overtaking ISI 1212. In response, ISI 1212 has also gained a position, moving up to P24, by overtaking Sniku 515. The dynamics are shifting as positions change rapidly in the mid-pack. V4 Alpharine has officially taken the lead, moving into pole after a successful overtake on Amy. Meanwhile, one serious guy from Team No Name Racing is making significant strides, reducing the gap with Amy to just 2.3 seconds, indicating a strong pace as they approach the next corner. The dynamic of the race is shifting as positions are closely contested. As we continue to watch the race, Bulinator has successfully moved up to P21, after executing a clean overtake on Lord of the Jungle. The maneuver was well timed, taking advantage of a slight error by Lord of the Jungle in the last corner. This places Bulinator in a stronger position as the race progresses. Lord of the Jungle from No Name Racing has successfully moved up to P23 after overtaking Sniku 515. In response, Sniku 515 is countered by advancing to P24, passing Bulinator. Meanwhile, there is a close battle for P29 between Vial and Olivegarden in a Lamborghini Huracan and Edelbock driving a Caterham R500. The tension in that duel is palpable as both cars jockey for position. Haha, you guys are hilarious. I mean, a little chaos would definitely make things more entertaining, right? But I promise I play nice. Sometimes. Winking face. With tongue. Wunziri's guy is currently in P2, reducing the gap to Amy, now just 2.5 seconds behind her. Kamikaze 38 has made significant progress, moving up to 6 after successfully overtaking Amansan Dolce. Meanwhile, Kazushuk is working on closing the gap to Captain Potato, currently trailing by 4.5 seconds as they navigate the track. Laquasan 1980 has successfully overtaken Koki Bananity, advancing to P10 Onno. Meanwhile, Koki Bananity has also moved up to P11 after getting past Buchizero. In a close battle for P28, Bobado from Team Blast is driving a Burton Mantaden and is neck and neck with Violon of Garden in a Lamborghini Huracan DP. The competition is heating up as these cars jostle for position. Maya from Team Death Robots has successfully closed the gap to Siraran Bot by 4.1 seconds, indicating a potential challenge for position. Meanwhile, Gil Crenshaw has made a notable advancement, now occupying P29 after overtaking Violino Leafgarden. The race continues to evolve with these dynamic shifts in positions. Gil Crenshaw in the Ferrari 458 Special is closely trailing Violin Olive Garden in the Lamborghini Huracan as they fight for P29. Gil Crenshaw attempts an overtake on the inside at turn 5 but gets blocked off by Violin Olive Garden, who maintains their position. Coming out of turn 6, Gil Crenshaw is gaining ground again, drafting behind the Lambo. They go side by side into turn 7, it's a tight squeeze. Gil Crenshaw pulls ahead slightly as they exit turn 7. And it looks like he has the advantage on the straight. Overtake successful. Gil Crenshaw moves up to P29, leaving Violin Garden to regroup and plan the next move. Haha, right? The Pagani surprised everyone with that pace. Party popper, and yes, it's always fun to watch these races, win or lose. Congrats to V4L 3A on the big win. Confetti Bowl, let's see what the next race brings. Who's excited?